I think I'm quite ready for another adventure.
No, man, let me take a look at that map right quick. Because we're tired of being your trail donkeys, acting like you some one-man GPS. Damn it! We lost!
I'm hopelessly lost!
Is this what day is this?
Hi, hello, hi. I want to talk to you about being a little careful about what you put in your mouth. Hey, that's disgusting. When you go to other countries, in terms of the food or the water, let me tell you this. I have forever been convinced, and I'm still convinced, that I have a iron stomach. I don't get sick. I've never had food poisoning, and I will tell you this, and anyone in my life will tell you this. I am not the most cautious eater in the world. 3-second rule, my ass. 20-second rule. Hell, if I see if it looks clean, if I don't see the bugs, it's safe to eat. I don't know. I'm not cautious with my foods. My roommate constantly is flabbergasted by how I maintain my food with leaving it out or not refrigerating it properly. Apparently, I'm sorry. You need to take a class on when she describes to me when you refrigerate things, which things aren't supposed to be refrigerated, or when you have to heat it up first, but then you can't refrigerate it, or if you leave it out, you can't re-refrigerate it. I don't know. If it doesn't smell and there's not chunks of something in the liquid, it's fine. It's fine. And then if it's a little off, and I have something that's a little off multiple times over my life, maybe my body will learn to fight it off. This was what was in my mind because I had always overcome the funny stomach. Worst case scenario, I fart. And who does that affect? Other people. I feel great. Except for, it can be embarrassing. If you ever see me standing there talking to someone and immediately I start walking away, or perhaps walking in an odd, like an S shape throughout a room, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so be cautious. This is, I didn't want to believe that what happened to me in Asia, which was basically, I was sick the entire trip. I still did everything I wanted to do. Did it all, but I'd say every other day I would have the chills, a fever, like violent shakes, pretty bad. For basically from the second day into being in Thailand on a 3-week trip, which is the first place I landed. So 2 days into my trip for about a month, I had this. So the 3 weeks there and then a whole week when I got home. It sucked. Now, I didn't know what it was. I thought I had, what the hell is it called? Mosquitoes. Give it to you. Son of a gun. Not the West Nile. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. I thought that's what I had when I got back. Because it's like, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, malaria. My goodness, malaria. I thought literally when I got back I had malaria. I was like, no one should be sick for this long. I don't understand it. And I didn't have malaria, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but I didn't have it. But then, I reflect on my trip and what happened. And it comes to a pretty clear conclusion, which is that I was in Thailand during the Songkran Festival, which is their new year. It is it's the cleansing of the city, of the nation, and of the people. It's basically a water fight. It used to be 1 day, and then it got extended for 3 days. It's like April 13th to 15th, something like that. And then it became 5 days, which is too much. It's too much. Let me just tell you. So you have, at least when it came to Asia, I had no choice. I did not, put my mouth under the sink in my dirty hotel room and drink the water. I'm sure I had some drinks with ice cubes in it, but that is not, I don't remember it, because I remember having bottles of water. I even filled up my Camel Pack with water from, bottles. No, it's the fact that there is a giant water fight, a super soaker squirt gun water fight the entire country engages in for days. I'm talking 20 minutes into me being in Bangkok. Land, take the taxi over to where my hostel is. An old lady just smashes me in the face with a bucket of water. Not with the bucket, but, throws the water. while sitting on the front steps of her home. And she laughs. And everyone laughs. So I guess I laugh too? That was my initiation into what was for the next 4-5 days of my Thai trip being perpetually wet. Bathing suit literally every day in a tank top. No point in wearing anything else because I was never not wet. I was a raisin. I was close to trench foot. I'm convinced of it. Most of the shops are closed down, just as a heads up if you go out there. Most things are closed down other than restaurants, and even some of those are closed down. On the side of the road, what are they selling? Super soakers. I'm talking about like the biggest of the biggest. Like the 4 reservoir, double plastic handled pump with the body strap and the laser sight and the retractable, shoulder pad. Ridiculous. Everyone. I was marching through the streets with thousands and thousands of people, shoulder to shoulder, having water splash on us. Late nights on their main party street in Bangkok, water is being blasted from the rooftops and the windows onto everybody. And I'm assuming, this is just a guess, I could be wrong, I don't think that they are using Aquafina or Dasani to fill all these buckets and all these squirt guns. I'm going to guess they're getting water from wherever. The tap, the river, the toilet. I don't know. I just know that I was sick a day later, and I wasn't not sick for almost a month. Now, I hope that didn't stop you from going to the Songkran Festival. You're going to have a hell of a time. It's a party. It's literally the biggest water fight party in the world. It's crazy. There are some downsides. One being, 2 days in, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I've had enough of this. I've been wet every day, all day. I'm ready to be dry. Ready to be dry and not have to always have my head on a swivel for some old person or some kid. Because it's not just you're getting blasted with water, again, which is fun. But you also have little kids with little plastic bags full of flour, and they'll reach their little baby hands into the flour bag, grab the flour, throw it on you. And, it's just so it's really kind of cool. But again, you're always on edge to a degree, in a good way. But you only need so many days of that. Anyways, so there was a time where, I couldn't be cautious about what I put in my system in terms of the local liquids. I've never had bad experience with food, I don't think, while I was over there. It's hard to tell because there was no baseline. My baseline was that I was sick. So if I got a little ill from food, I wouldn't even have known it because I was already sick. Now, I didn't get the Montezuma's revenge, like they say. I just had a fever and chills the entire time. So I didn't have the poopies, if you know what I'm saying. Not once. Not once. Which is what made me think, by the way, that this was not water. That's what made me think it might have been malaria. If I had had the poopers, I might have thought, maybe it's all that water that hit me in the oculars, my eyeballs and up the nostrils and down the mouth. Maybe that's what it was. But again, because I didn't have, it wasn't my stomach was never upset or anything like that. I just assumed that wasn't it. But looking back, that's exactly what it was. Now, let's go to... now, again, when I traveled Europe, I don't remember being that cautious. Hell, there's fountains all over Europe that are spewing water out. Beautiful, beautiful fountains. And you can drink that water, for the most part. I'm pretty sure, like, if you go to Rome, I know all that water there that's coming out of the fountains, you can literally just fill your water bottle up with. You can do the same thing in France. There's a lot of places you can do that in. So very different. No need to be cautious. Asia, maybe different story. We've all heard this. Hell, Montezuma's revenge is referring to Mexico. So, pretty clear. They say be careful with ice cubes. But anyway, so here was a chance. Now I'm going to tell you about Morocco. Morocco is not Europe in terms of, complete safety for, water, food's sake. I do not remember being cautioned against anything, but maybe it's because it's so obvious you shouldn't have to be. I remember being at a dinner place with Jamie, and a man came over, the waiter, with a ceramic pitcher full of water. He filled up Jamie and my glass, And Jamie looked at me. She's like, "Don't do it. Don't. It's like, what? What? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing floating in the water. It's not dirty. We're good. We're good." So I drank it. Delicious. It's exactly what I wanted. Refreshing, cool and crisp. And ate our food, which actually ended up being probably the best food we had in Morocco. Was at this place, like first night in. And I remember, so one of the plans on this trip was for Jamie and me to do workouts every morning in our rooms. Wherever we were, push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that to stay fit. Because we knew we were obviously going to be going to the gym on this trip. And I just as I did in Asia, I lost like, I don't know, 20 pounds when I was in Asia, 30 pounds when I was in Europe. And, of course, as is customary, I lost about 20 pounds when I went to. I do not have that weight to lose, mind you. I don't know what it is. I do eat. Actually, no, Asia I ate. I ate lots of food. But I was also constantly sick, so I lost weight. Europe, had no money, didn't eat much food. That's how I lost weight there. Morocco, Spain and Portugal, I lost food a different way. I expelled all my calories in unpleasant ways. I will get to that. So the next day, I wake up and I have chills. I know I have a fever. I'm like, son of a bitch. Not now. I remember before I left, my mother gave me a giant bag of ibuprofen. Like, mother, why? What's the purpose? Ryan, you always get thick. You know you do. Every trip you go on, you get thick. And I'm like, no, I don't. One trip. And that was malaria. This is before I was, had solved the mystery. And so, thank God, she knew. And Jamie was like, you're going to get sick. I don't know why they thought this. And it's not because I have a weak immune system. It's because I ingest the liquids. I ingest the cursed liquids. You can get sick one time in Europe. It was 2.5 months. Hardly ate. Walked everywhere. Wasn't careful. Wasn't very clean either. Me, personally. And Matt never got sick either. So we were solid the whole time. But 2 days into Asia, boom, sick. Water in the face. 2 days into Morocco, technically second day, boom, sick. Drank the water. And I tried to keep it on the DL, but it became clear. I started feeling a little funny. Stomach started feeling a little funny. About 4 days in, again, I'm still sick. I'm just sick for about the entire time we're in Morocco. Basically, I don't feel well. I have a fever. I have the chills. Then it starts to hit the poopies. So first it's I can't trust a fart to save my life. I can't trust it. I can't trust that it's going to come alone. It RSVP'd no friends, no guests, but I don't trust it. It's a liar. Okay? I know, because one time, it tried to bring some friends with it, and I was having none of that. This is a private party. Okay? And so, and that was like that even when we were all the way down in Marzuga, at our beautiful tent. I slept quite a bit, because I had to just kind of sleep it off. And I remember at one point we looked it up. How to get over this feeling. My God. I can't trust any food. Nothing in my belly because it wants to come out right away. I went to the bathroom many times. Many times. Too many times. Shouldn't be healthy. Shouldn't be possible. And they said eat lots of bread. Ooh, bread and soft foods. You know what is a humongous part of every single Moroccan meal? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Particularly breakfast. Bread. Literally breakfast. It's a selection of jams and about 5 or 6 different breads. I'm not exaggerating. So I had my fill of breads. So what ended up happening? My fever started to go away. I started feeling a little bit better on that, in that way. And lo and behold, look at that. Must be better. I don't got to poop every 2 minutes. My stomach's not so upset. And again, at this point, this is all in Morocco. This is all we're eating, basically, because that's all there is in terms of like what they give you. And it's free, mind you. Nothing in Morocco was free. Nothing. The toilets weren't free. Nothing. You had a bargain for everything. Everything. Except for bread. For some reason, they give you bread for free. It's great. Anyway, so we get to Spain, and I had been on basically a diet. Jamie and me had been on a diet of bread for 5 days. I'm feeling pretty good. Then we get into Spain, and we start making our way over to Portugal, and the bread diet is gone because that's no longer a part of 3 square meals. So it starts coming back to me. starts coming back to me, and especially when we hit where was it? In Portugal. Let me hold on 1 second. When we get to the town in Portugal, it started hitting me real bad, real bad. I started feeling very sick again, and where was it? Where are you? No, not gonna find it. Whatever, doesn't matter. So it started coming back to me hardcore. Again, getting very upset stomach, having to poop like every 2 minutes, and again, not trusting a fart. I don't like to not trust farts. It's a scary thing to not ever have to not ever be able to trust them. Lagos. That's where it was. Lagos. Beautiful town, by the way. Probably top 3 favorite cities in that entire trip. Top 5, top 10 ever. And so what I do? Went back to the bread diet. Went back to the bread and banana. I ate bananas, bread. That's what I ate. I like those things. And I started feeling better. Started feeling much better, actually. And so where did we go? Our next stop, Lisbon. Again, that whole first part of the day. And again, I couldn't have alcohol. That's the other thing I cut out. No alcohol. So the first half of the day, still on bread and bananas. Feeling good. Feeling dangerous is what I was feeling. Like, I could be dangerous. So, Jamie and I were like, let's do it. We went to it's in Los Angeles, it's called the Grand Central Market. It's basically a collection of a whole bunch of different, very interesting, unique restaurants, food ideas. And we went to, like, that version in Lisbon. I can't remember the name of it, but it's very cool. Lots of very interesting food, a bunch of restaurants, and they're all very interesting. Granted, I didn't obviously eat from all of them, but I think we grabbed food from like 3 or 4. And again, we went dangerous. Okay, we had a couple of things weren't that weird, but then we went to one place where it was like a fish type assortment of things, like in cans. It was basically canned fish. A little odd. Didn't love it. In fact, honestly, other than like this bitch and dessert that we had, didn't really like much of the food that we had there. But ate it. Clearly going off the safety diet of bread and bananas. But that's fine. I'm feeling dangerous. Feeling good. And you know what we do? We get a whole bottle of wine. We get a bunch of drinks, and we sit out on the like an outdoor, like little motor rail type thing with a bunch of young people. I guess Jamie's still young. God, I'm old. Anyways, and we drink. Again, going against the safety diet. But you know what? Screw it. I got a strong stomach. I can handle it. I'm feeling good. Bring it on. I don't care what you got. So we walk everywhere, by the way. So we walk back to our shared Airbnb. And again, this has gone beyond just don't eat or drink the local water, ice cubes, stuff like that, which again, all started in Morocco. But then it's if you do, just stick to the safety diet, please, for a little bit. Bread, bananas, stuff like that. Water, not liquor. I remember in the middle of the night, I woke up, and Jamie just posted on our Instagram about the this next day was the day of our photo shoot, which is what we had planned for months. We had done. She was so beyond excited for it. So technically that morning at like 2 a.m., I wake up, and I'm start chewing on the blankets. I know that sounds weird, but my mind is in a panic because I have a violent urge to vomit and poop, and I'm afraid to move. So I start chewing on the blankets. My mouth starts swelling with spit, which is always a sure sign that you're about to throw up. And I try and get past it, and I can't. So I see in the darkness of the room what looks like, and I pray to God, is a trash can at the other end of the room. So I fall out of bed, and I like crawl as quickly as possible to the trash can and start throwing up in there. So, of course, Jamie wakes up and comes over to me. And I'm puking, and she's petting my head. She's getting all worried, and then you know when you get vomit. Apologies for anybody who hates these stories, but it's just I'm hoping to scare you out of being as careless as I. Okay? You know when you get a little vomit in your nose? And, you got to clear out the nostrils. There's the famous snot rocket. Not a beautiful or thing to do, but necessary. So, I try to clear out my nostrils. And what happened when I plugged on one nostril and blew out to try and clear the nostril of the little bits and bits of pieces inside? Well, something else decided to escape another hole of mine. And then so now I'm sitting there on my hands and knees. All my body parts are either poopy or vomit. It's a mess. It's not good. I make my way over to the shower, and I take a shower in these people's thing, and it's all a matter of things going down the drain. It was not good. Eventually, I spent some time in there and doing what I have to do. I eventually go back into our bedroom, and I lie down, and I, again, puke more that night, or I guess it's that morning, until the point Jamie convinces us to go to the hospital. We have to walk everywhere, by the way. So we walk to the first hospital, and every 20 or 30 steps, I have to freeze, clench my cheeks together, and just pray to God, nothing, don't, please, don't. And then once the feeling passes, I can walk a little bit more, a little slowly this time, slower. First hospital won't take us for whatever reason. We end up having to walk a couple miles to another one, and the whole time making very frequent stops to try and stop an escape of the dark demons. Now, perhaps that was more information than you needed. The hospital gave me an IV and some medicine. It did help. I still felt horrible that night, and honestly, a couple days later, I was better for the rest of the trip. But it all started by me being careless with drinking water. So, you know what? Though it's an interesting story, and it could be a funny story, in hindsight, it was a complete and utter pain. And it hurt. And it was gross. And I lost so much weight. And we still did our photo shoot, baby. Woo! Yes, we did! Jamie was a sweetheart. She let me sleep, and she walked around town until she found a pharmacy that was open that she could get us medicine. Get me medicine. That's how awesome she is. Because I couldn't move. And we still did our photo shoot. She's an angel. So, just be cautious. Just be cautious about what you eat and drink. Primarily, just don't do it. Don't drink the water out of the tap. You're not that strong. Okay? Muscles can't do anything for you when it comes to the bacteria or whatever the hell it is you put in your stomach. I thought I could overcome it. I thought that, eating food carelessly and with throwing caution to the wind here in America would benefit me overseas. I was so wrong. So don't do it. Bottled water. Just get the bottled water. And they'll charge you for it everywhere you go. But just do it. It's fine. But those are really my two stories of getting sick overseas, both of which have to do with water, both of which had a serious effect on my trip. And I would really rather have you not have those moments. I'll tell you this, though. As I've discussed in the past, I learned things the hard way. Now, the only reason I didn't learn from my first experience is because I didn't think it was the water, which was stupid. It almost seemed so obvious looking back at it now. But you know what? Second time's the charm, baby. I ain't ever doing it again. No chance in hell am I drinking the local water. Ice cubes, no ice cubes for me. And I do like ice cubes. So, again, highly recommend. Don't try and just drop sulfate tablets or whatever the hell it is into the water to clear it. Just don't do it. Okay? Well, I do hope that all of your trips are free of diarrhea and puke. They're not a pleasant thing to be a part of. Okay? Now, farting, that's fine. But don't the other things, not so good. Not so good. So just be cautious. And a little heads up, Jamie and I are going to be going to Peru to hike to Machu Picchu with some family. Jamie's sister and her sister's boyfriend, Matt, and another couple, and then another guy. Technically, what is he going to be? A seventh wheel? So that's interesting. But, yes, very excited. I'm looking forward to telling you all about the trip and where we go, what we see, how we get there. Give you some advice. Hopefully come back with some stories. Non-poop stories. This is going to be another place where I believe you do not use the ice cubes. You do not drink the water. No water. So, yeah. Anyways. So I appreciate you listening to me ramble. Ramble about, me defecating on myself and of the dangers of the ice cubes and the waters. And if you can avoid it, avoid it. If you go to the Song Run Festival, you will not avoid it. But it'll be worth it. So you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you in a couple weeks. Bye.
I want you to know it's over.
And? Your heart is free.
No, the journey doesn't end here.
Have the courage to follow it. Take that beauty and run. Don't look back. Live every second. Leave now. Leave now.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.